Well, welcome back, everybody. Dave Gilbert is about to get underway. His first ever individual match here with Ultimate Pool. He has played a couple of doubles matches, a couple of matches in the Pairs Cup with his partner Kyle Cope, but this is the first time he's been out there solo. Lot of fun. Looking forward to this one. He is taking on the number 2 seed, Stevie Dempsey. And it is going to be Dave for the first opportunity. Very much downplayed his opportunity or his chances to do well here as Dave, but he can play. But obviously, a lot of people will expect an awful lot from him, being such a big snooker player. Obviously, having a great run in the snooker recently, but very different game. And Dave has said that himself. It's doesn't really know what he's trying to do out there. Gets it wrong here positionally on his first shot. Bit of a stretch, but it's good layout actually to have a chance to run out the first frame. Red by the 8 ball, the biggest problem. He's going to be drifting down towards it here. He might not be able to avoid cannoning it, but that might be a good thing. But we'll find out. Does it go? I think it probably does. It's tight. Does go, he's decided he's going to try and get to it a different way. In fact, he's looking to the bottom left, tells me that it doesn't go bottom right, or he felt it was too tight, so he's thinking cushion first into the yellow and then make it that way. We won't find out if he'll make it though, as he misses the pot to the corner. And Dave Gilbert's first opportunity gets away from him, as I welcome back Stephen Jameson into commentary for this one.
Thank you very much. So yeah, big game as well. Crackling atmosphere out in the arena, which is nice. Plenty of eyes on this one. Great to see Dave Gilbert here with us this weekend. It's part of his summer holiday. And,
which is how he's viewing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should definitely make a point of that. He's here for some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. He's brought a couple of mates up with him, and he's planning on having himself a good weekend. He's here for a good time and not necessarily a long time, because we were having a chat with him when he was with us at the Pairs Cup a couple of weeks back. He has got just about the toughest draw imaginable, because not only is he playing Stevie Dempsey in round 1 here, he's got Tom Cousins in round 1 of the next pro event, and that is just about the most ridiculous draw you could wish for.
I was with him. I actually was the one that informed him of his draw. We were doing some filming a week or so ago, and just before we recorded an interview, I thought it'd be interesting to know who you're playing so we can talk about it. And I just burst out laughing when I saw the draw. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's as tough as you could possibly get.
Well, given as this was meant to be a routine counter clearance, Stevie Dempsey didn't exactly have an easy route home, but he's taken out a couple of big shots already.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out with Stevie that he could be caught cold here. You know, we talk about preparation for matches, but he's turned up late here. His flight was 3 hours delayed coming over from Ireland. Well, that's an excellent pot, that really is. That could be the frame winner. And then the traffic was horrific getting from the airport to here, so much so that if we weren't delayed, and we are delayed by 45 minutes or so here, which is par for the course really, pool tournament, he might have missed the match here.
Well, you've got to say, a lovely visit to the table from Stevie Dempsey. Very, very good indeed from the hammer. And he flies it. Oh, we're not going to see just an 8, are we?
Just an 8.
Well, this for me, and I will stress this, is just my opinion, is the one rule I would change in International 8 Ball. Stevie should absolutely have the next shot here. Yes, the 8 ball should be respotted, but if I was God for a day, this would be a rule I'd
The
change.
counter argument is that there are still 15 balls on the table after his break. That's the counter argument, and that's why I'm perfectly okay with it. That's the that's the other side of it.
He's part of the ball. He's part of the ball. He has achieved his goal with the break. He should be at the table. That's my 5 pence. So I feel for Stevie there.
Of course, in other tournaments, he wins a frame.
Yep. Not here. Important to remember, this is the Pro Series. So stuff like the Golden Break, Golden Duck, all taken out for a little bit more of a meritocratic 8-ball experience.
Key shot here for
Dave's got
Dave.
tough shots come.
Yeah, he's got to get on this yellow that's furthest up the table. He needs to get on it as early as possible. I think he has the perfect angle to track now. I think if he goes left centre, which looks to be the way he's lining up here, it's a little bit tight, but I think if he tops through, he'll be going close to the left hand of the 3 reds, and that would be perfect.
Yeah, it's just about judging the pace here, because this will throw wide on him.
But you see there, it's not a huge pocket from this angle when you have to inject pace in it. Maybe he felt he was going into the yellow, so tried to throw it a little bit wider and get onto it into the left centre pocket. But that yellow remains the problem.
I think what you see there is a prime example of Dave's biggest challenge in this sport. It's such a unique and special part of English 8-ball, the light white, and you can just see that he wasn't 100% sure. Well, he'd probably be quite a significant percentage less than 100% sure of his line there, whereas in snooker, in other forms of the game, of pool, you quite often get a cue ball that's the same size. It's easier therefore to predict the line, but
without
when
going
you're not
deep,
used to it.
Yeah, without going deep into the physics of it, it completely changes things. And also I think it completely changes things that if you're just, an average local league player playing down your local, you'll notice a difference. But when you get to the level of cue sports that Dave Gilbert plays at, you know the cue ball to such a level. That's why he's one of the best snooker players in the world. It causes more of an issue for him because he's so precise with what he's doing and how the cue balls come. So the higher level you play, the more of a problem it becomes.
That's why it's so impressive when we see players switching codes and doing it with great success. Had good fun watching some of the Ultimate Pool boys go in a Chinese 8-ball tour this weekend, just gone, and plenty of them went very, very well, and plenty of them are here as well in Blackpool this weekend, which is nice to see.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look through the draw to see if any of them have managed to change codes successfully this weekend.
Well, Shane Thompson got himself off the plane back home and straight up to Blackpool, and within an hour of arriving, I think he was sent back up to his hotel room, and Ian Elliott dusted him.
Chris Melling has obviously lost, and Jack Whelan missed his flight, so he's forfeited his match. So that's 3 of them that aren't. Arfan Dad's currently in action. He's just got back as well. 2-1. He's currently leading over Ryan Lambeth. But it is an interesting dynamic to keep an eye on. And one of those that the players that choose to go and choose not to. And one of the big storylines for me this weekend is that Jordan Shepherd chose not to because he wants to focus on the Pro Series and the World Championships, and he could well be a big danger this weekend. We'll see him final match of the night as well. Looking forward to that. Taking on the Aussie Jake McCartney, who's back as well. Looking forward
what
to
a game. Well, speaking of players who've been going well in China, Jake McCartney had a great run last week.
Yeah, there you go. That's the first one that he's come over and won the first matchup for Jake. So
who did he beat? Put you on the spot there, Si. Get scrolling. There we go. Amy Beecham 7-3. All yellow. Okay. Shot to make now for Stevie D. It's for 2-0. Oh, he's got it a bit thick. It does just roll in. But as Phil said, the challenge is controlling the cue ball. You know,
that's it.
It's good news, bad news. Good news is the pockets play big. Bad news is the cue ball feels like it's on a bungee rope.
Dave is the first one to tell you that the break is probably the bit that he struggles with the most, although I slightly disagree with him, although he does get this one slightly wrong, but he gets away with it.
Seeing the left of the shot there, Kyle Cope watching on. Protege watching the master.
Yeah, it's been really good actually to see the way that Kyle's he's been taken under the wing by Dave. He really supports him, as do everybody at the club actually, having been there last week. Really get behind Kyle and what he's trying to do in the game, and I think it's been great for Kyle to see what Dave does in the snooker world and what it takes to be successful and doing the right things to prepare for matches and being in the right mental space to play. The red below the yellow on the left hand side, it's guarded, likely to land on that thin. You've got to be careful what you're playing on afterwards. The two together at the top block each other. That's okay. No good. Nearly. Another opportunity though, he can swing this round at middle of the table is likely, so he might end up on that thin cut again, which doesn't connect to the one below the 8 ball particularly well. I still love the shirt. We saw him on the Monday night on the Pairs Cup playing in that shirt. It is fabulous.
Oh, he's got a sniff. He's got a sniff. He's actually landed maybe about as perfectly as he could have.
The tap of the knee from Stevie tells me that he's on the gap to the one to bottom left.
Wow, he is. What a shot.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
Beautifully done by the angry farmer. How good was that? Frame on the board for Dave Gilbert.
Having a sort of slower season this year as Stevie as well. He's looking for a little bit of form. He's not been terrible, but it's also not been we've not seen the heights of last year yet.
Cool.
It was destined, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is amazing, really. Let's keep an eye on the cue ball. Keep an eye on Stevie as well. Once, twice, thrice. Yeah.
And look at the layout it's left.
Yeah, it's about as nice as it gets.
And that's nice as well. That bumps the red out the way, holds on the yellow to right centre, but the 8 ball now goes top right where it didn't before. It might have squeezed in top left, but it certainly wasn't a full bag. It is now, and that was the only half real problem in the visit, and that's dealt with.
Yeah, I love that.
Plenty of room to land on the 8 ball here.
Yeah, he'd love to have not been on the cushion like he is, but this shouldn't be a problem. tie things up at 2-2. Never in doubt.
And that break's warming up as well for Dave Gilbert. He crunched that. I'm not having this, Dave saying he doesn't know how to break. This is brilliant.
Yeah, what a boomer.
Give it everything. Had a little bit of a bounce on it actually, but the power was driven through okay. And he's got another really good chance. Right now he's getting all the chances.
He does just get through the ball beautifully, doesn't he? It's such an elegant cue action.
Yeah, it's very, very good. Joy to watch, really.
Like the way he's gone about these, he's been in perfect position on every shot pretty much.
Yeah, left a touch of angle here, but he should just be able to nip this and not get near the reds, or use them, whichever he prefers.
Just lovely stuff, really. Joy to watch so far. 5 very good frames from these two.
3 straight off the break for Dave as well. Didn't hit this one quite as well as the last one, but weirdly the cue ball ended up being controlled a little bit better. Watch the spots here. But because he hit the middle of the cushion, it was never in danger. The last one he squared up a lot better. Good layout though, no clusters, no problems. It's just about the pattern, about the connections, and it's not too tough really. That's good. Getting that one out of the way means the other red that he's next to now goes into the left centre, so I think he'll go up top left now just to clear that and then work down from the right hand side. But it's really not too much to think about here, and they connect together so well.
Yeah, he's just gradually and patiently making his way through the visit. He slowly slithered through the top half of the table. He's making his way down towards the bottom. Just really high quality fare from these two so far. Actually put a little bit too much into that, but should be fine. Let's dig down on the cue ball a little bit. And in it goes.
Not quite the explosion this time. And it's going to be dry. Stevie's going to get a second first visit chance on the trot. Very similar layout, this one, to the last, in terms of when you give a world-class ball player a layout with no clusters and no problems, you'll always expect them to get out. Could take the one to bottom left now and pop it back on the same line he is, and then deal with a right, centre and 2 at the top, but then you've got to go make sure you get to the right hand side of the table for the 8 ball, or you could leave the yellow nearest the bottom left hand corner as your connection to the 8 ball. The only issue with that is if you had just a touch too much angle, you could end up playing into the red, and red could end up, you could go a little bit funky onto the 8 ball. So that's the decisions. Looks like he wants to get rid of this yellow to bottom left. Yeah, that's pretty good, because he can take the straighter one of the 2 now, and you just pull it back, and half ball yellow is perfect because you just track 2 cushions and you track in the perfect line. Nicely worked out. He actually pulled it across to the straight, but he's screwing straight back to a wide area of the table where there is acres of room.
It's a sort of archetypal Stevie Dempsey black. Seen a few of these now. There's another. Stevie wanting his break to be a bit more consistent. Not like that.
Same thing, isn't it?
Like
Tracking
that.
top right. And that's another really good layout, this.
Just hasn't quite been the consistency for Stevie D. He knew it straight away as well.
Only slight issue is the first red here, but with cue ball in hand, anywhere in the break area of the table, you go short position, as Dave is. I think when he hit that, he thought he might be a touch on the near jaw. It just sort of grazed it on the way in. But very nicely played, because he's sort of dealing with his hardest ball first and tracked the second hardest ball second, which is a nice way to go about it.
A sense in a picking up of the pace from the Angry Farmer here.
I think he's always been a bit you know, from what very little of Paul I've seen him play, obviously he's played very little, I think he is just a naturally quick player because he sort of sees it, hits it. Not really too much to, you know, you certainly noticed Stevie kind of really thinking about and mapping out the patterns a little bit more early in a visit. Dave's kind of see it, go hit it, go play the next one.
Very good from Dave Gilbert.
I've gone big, and he's not lied. I mean, the front of the shirt is one thing, the back of the shirt is seriously special.
I mean, it's spectacular.
It is spectacular.
And I'm all for sort of players, you know, standing out and doing a bit, but I mean, no, you couldn't pay me to wear it. But there is also the argument that Dave's a very fine looking gentleman, he can pull anything off. And if you can look good in that, you can look good in literally anything.
It is an impressive shirt. That wasn't an impressive break, though, it has to be said. Okay, there's a ball spread far and wide, but you could see the spots. Cue ball was very much tracking that top left corner. He's fortunate not to going off, but he came right across that one. Cool. I think the cue ball might have been the last ball moving because it was spinning on the spot for so long. But it's created an interesting layout for the first time for a few frames in terms of it's a challenging first visit finish if he wants to take it on. Although I think he fancies this plant, but when he plays it, he needs it to pop the red out the way at the same time. He doesn't want to make it clean because he needs to clear the pocket for the yellow sort of near the middle of the break area.
Well, it's partially achieved what he wanted to achieve.
Yeah, I think it's okay. The yellow passes the other yellows you can see there on the overhead. I think you can track this one on the cushion now and hold, and the one on the top cushion now has to become his last ball. But as long as he leaves angle on it, he's left this short. He may have had a poor contact. Not asking for the cue ball to be clean, but just reaction.
Yeah, there's work to do here.
Yeah. I think he's just far enough to be able to drop this in dead weight. He may use the red here. Depends how he sees it, but on and off the top cushion, if he put the cue ball where the red is, in the middle, then that's the perfect line because you just track down for the 8 ball from there. Yeah, just caught it.
Yet again, a very, very good finish. That time a higher tariff. No problem for the hammer.
That's better line, but less power.
You don't need loads of power. Look at the split there. It's pretty good.
If the yellow,
I say good, you know, there's a lot of movement there, and obviously he's made a ball, but the actual layout isn't particularly nice.
I think it's better than you think. I think it's okay. I think as long as the yellow below the two reds at the top of the table passes to top right, these yellows are really nice. All the other yellows go, and if you can get on the one to top right, then you can use that to get the one on the top of the table. So I think the yellows might be better than it looks here.
if it goes, and we have to assume that it does.
Yeah, he's played on. Otherwise, he would have played into it there, wouldn't he? So, I think straight in would have been nice because you could drop it in and then you just play the one along the top cushion. He's got more angle than that, so he does have to play a controlled cannon here. Such a lovely pattern though he's picked out, like leaving the 2 on the right hand side, connected 8-ball into the centre. It's just, this is 8-ball pull. This is what, you know, the puzzle, the pattern, he works it out so well.
Yeah, he's playing at an elite level, and I think that's, you mentioned it earlier, that we've not really seen, you know, the results, if you like, from Stevie this year that we maybe saw last year when, you know, he was the second best player in the world behind Tom Cousins. He was exceptional all year. I mean, Tom was just Tom, but Stevie was not that far behind. He had an unbelievable season. You know, I don't think his level's particularly dropped anywhere. I just don't think he's quite having the results, and you know that can happen, but the level's still there. He's still operating at an absolutely world-class level.
Yeah, agreed, and having good success away from Ultimate Pool and events in Ireland as well. So it's playing, yeah, nothing's changed. Stevie's still one of the very best players in the world.
Yeah, looks really, really sharp today. That's a lovely visit to the table from Stevie Dempsey. Beautiful stuff. And as the hammer climbs the hill, Dave Gilbert, if he is to win his opening round match in the Ultimate Pool Pro Series, will have to win 3 straight. Yeah, agreed. Not many have played better than these two, mind. Going to stay up, and what a break that is for Dave Gilbert to hit. Oh, is that yellow just gone in front of the cue ball?
I think he might have options on yellows, but that's it. Now, yellows have one real problem, not that easy to solve. But you can see, you can see the yellow to left centre. Has he got enough angle here to play a developing shot straight away? Maybe not. Might have to pull back and go maybe second shot. Yeah. So he's looking bottom cushion and targeting almost the 8-ball here, maybe the red and 8-ball gap. About there. That's beautiful. Very good. Just a little bit of angle here, but just nip it. He'd love to get onto the yellow next to the 8-ball next if he can, but that's awkward to do that from here. It was, promise you, it was awkward, but that's an excellent shot. He's nipped a lovely gap there. The reason you don't want to play the one next to the 8-ball is your last ball. If you'd landed here, it's fine because you can get on the 8-ball, but playing the yellow at the top of the table to then get on that one, you're more likely to leave the angle the other way, and therefore getting onto the 8-ball wasn't as guaranteed and as nice. So this has been a brilliant visit to the table once again, and you know, for a guy that doesn't play pool, he's seen this layout really well. Yeah, this isn't just a guy that is a great cueist that's potting balls. He's seen some patterns out there.
We have seen some very, very good snooker players play some very, very good pool. You know, you think of Mark Selby, Mark Allen, Tom Ford, Joe O'Connor's reached a Pro Series final.
He makes the ball, so he'll have the chance to do just that. Red, is it just gone awkward? It might have just gone slightly awkward, that red. If it pops over the middle pocket, it's not too bad. It would make the only problem the 8-ball. Yellows aren't great.
But is there a chance for Stevie Dempsey to win the match?
I think he must be going reds here. The way he was eyeing up the yellow there, but it must be reds. I think the red above the centre pocket will drop in. It's not nice. And it's a case of when do you deal with the 8-ball? How do you deal with the 8-ball? think the short position on the 8 balls available, but you have to have the perfect angle to get there to the right-hand side of it.
Just wonder if he was where he was now on the lowest of the reds together, he could land on the 8 ball from here. Just maybe.
I think he's got the angle on the highest of the 2 reds together now to get onto the one into the left centre pocket. Yeah. Well, he's not taking that, so maybe that red doesn't go into the left centre, because for me, that's the ball you've got to get rid of, and then you can deal with the 8 ball. He is looking at it into the centre, but
it looks really
tight. He is now changed. He's now playing on the one I was suggesting.
It's tight, this.
I mean, on the overhead, it doesn't look on.
He's having a good old look. So are we. More you than me, Stevie.
Yeah, that doesn't look on.
And it drops. Never in doubt. But I had to play it in such a way that he could do absolutely nothing with the cue ball, and his next shot is tough.
I think he wanted to be on the red on the left-hand side, and he isn't.
Pretty good recovery.
I guess worst way on the 8 ball, now that, I mean, he's going to get there now from here, it's a double. If he doesn't feel he's got the angle to get behind the 8 ball, then the double, it really is, it's fairly routine really. If he lands, it's not a bad spot for one.
Is there a way for him to land sort of short position by that right side rail though? Because that's ideal.
Yeah, but not from the reds he's got left. Now he could play a cannon on the yellow here if he wanted to. He's chosen not to. He could have slid across the table and targeted that yellow and guaranteed staying on the red. But
no, if he's dead straight here, he might be able to slide underneath the yellow if he wanted to.
I think he made his mind up to play for the double. But he's, from the angles we've got, it doesn't look a great angle to do anything else. But
double it is. Well, this for your match, Stevie.
It's a huge shot.
Bang. What a match from Stevie Dempsey and Dave Gilbert. Dave Gilbert's Pro Series debut ends in defeat, but that was some performance from the hammer.